Ramadan is considered a holy month for Muslims, but it has already seen 16 deadly attacks claimed by ISIS worldwide in 13 days, like last week's London terror attacks. There was also the massive May 26th attack on a bus in Cairo packed with Coptic Christians, which killed 29 people. Then on May 30th, over a dozen people were killed in a bombing at an ice cream shop in Baghdad. On June 5th in Melbourne, Australia, one man was shot and killed after a woman was held hostage for hours before escaping. Lieutenant Colonel Mitch Utterback is here. He's a former Special Forces officer joining us now to talk about this. And, Colonel Utterback, this is all happening as ISIS is promising a, quote, month of terror. How much more terror could ISIS inflict, and how and where might they carry it out?
Hello, Arthel. 2 more weeks at least of Ramadan, and ISIS has directed its fighters all around the world to conduct attacks. One thing that's not often discussed is Ramadan, even for non-extremists, is a month where extra benefits are accrued in paradise if you pass away during the month of Ramadan. There's also the belief that you have greater military success against your enemies. So for ISIS to tell their suicide bombers that you're going to be successful and your rewards will be doubled in paradise, it's the easiest way for them to get more attackers to go out in the world. But certainly we can expect more, mostly in the Middle East, more attacks just a few hours ago in Baghdad, and certainly in Europe. But the U.S. also a possibility.
How formidable is ISIS right now in terms of the nucleus of the terror group and its satellite reach and its ability to inspire people to act individually or in smaller groups to carry out this promise of this month of terror?
Well, they have an outstanding capability for outreach, for information operations, as we called it in the military, through the internet. A very, very sophisticated, as we know, outreach campaign. And they attract followers that are sitting in our own country and sitting throughout Europe. But the caliphate is being crushed. Raqqa is going to fall soon. Mosul will be recaptured back by Iraqi forces within the next few weeks. So their ground is being taken away, and now they're going to send out their lonely lions, as they call them, to continue to keep the ISIS brand alive. And literally, it's a brand, it's a terror brand, and they're sending their fighters out to conduct these individual attacks to keep ISIS in the news.
And in understanding that the military strategy has to remain flexible, what is the military answer to ISIS moving forward?
Well, thanks to recent visits by our president to Saudi Arabia with other Gulf states and a re-engagement with our Sunni Arab allies, we can look forward to more Sunni nations contributing troops and taking care of business within their own countries and surrounding countries, although with U.S. equipment, with U.S. advisors. But ISIS are like rats, and that's what the Iraqi guys that I was with in January call them. They're like rats. They have to be exterminated. Those carrying guns now have to be killed, hunted down throughout the world in places like Libya and other places where they're dispersing to.
Yeah, and with the foremost military in the world, what do you say to Americans who might ask, why can't the U.S. military intensify efforts to just wipe out ISIS? And you've already touched on how much that answer is tied to those countries that continue to support the terror group.
Well, countries are contributing. Many countries that are fighting ISIS are much less forthcoming in the open media than we are. But we probably need to prepare for more troops doing advise and assist missions with our allies around the world, so that our allies around the world can take the fight to ISIS, but with an American advisor standing there shoulder to shoulder with them, because we've seen with our own eyes that our allies fight best when there's an American standing next to them saying, hey man, you can do this.
Colonel Mitch Utterback, I have to leave it there. Thank you for your analysis. Always appreciated. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, under this really of a conundrum of a topic here. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Arthel.